What's up, everybody? This is Paul from Boosted Films, and I'm taking over the ASM YouTube channel this weekend as we head to Gridlife for the Gridlife Alpine Horizon Festival. So we are in Plover, Wisconsin right now. It's Wednesday, and we got a long drive ahead with a lot of vehicles. So we got about 17 hours to drive, and we're going to head from Wisconsin to Colorado. I'm going. Alright, we're at Gridlife Alpine Horizon, and it's dinner time. Because we just drove for like 28 hours or something. We're hungry. Yes. But, we made it. So, tomorrow we start with 9 a.m. straight out. I think GLTC goes out for practice, and immediately after we do time attack. So we've got 4 GLTC. Me, Zach, Candy. I'm going to manifest that. Fiona, and then we've got 3 in time attack. So Dana, Robert, and Alex are in time attack, and then I think Robert's drifting too. So drifting happens at some point. All I can think about is it's food.
First session went out, we wanted to make sure that the car was all safe and good after we repaired it from the fire that we had at Lime Rock. So I didn't really do much that session. Second session, put on some new tires, nice shiny chrome wheels, and went out to start to try and find some pace. First hot lap, came around the banking over the bump, and I'm pretty sure that wheel failed as we came over the bump, and the car spun around and I went into the wall. So I'm okay. The car looks a lot less bad than I thought it would when I got out of it. So yeah, figure out what the plan is now.
I was gonna ask, what do you have any plan for the car? You're gonna fix it right up though, right?
We're gonna see. Gonna see what the plan is. Because Andy's picking up the pieces of his wheel that they just.
Cup a mile high in the sky at Pikes Peak International Raceway. For the 4th time, they're awaiting a green flag at PPIR. 15 minutes, just about. Boom. Green flag, we're racing at PPIR. 3 already 4 wide down the front straightaway as they head into turn 1 up high against the outside wall. Is that Jeremy Swenson in the purple Viking Performance Corvette? We're still 3 wide in the banking. Are we still 4 wide? Yes, we are for 5th place.
That's almost 5 wide there. Look at that 3rd row. 5. I mean, they're doing the flying V right now, but Swenson gets out front. Tomo there in second, and Highcutter jumps up to third, and that's what you're talking about. You know, he was the fastest in practice, but when push came to shove in qualifying, he held that 4th spot, but he does gain another position. Highcutter.
Oh, look
up there
at
in
Swenson.
third.
Wow, a drive off turn number 3 for Swenson. Grabs the lead away from Tom O'Gorman. Swenson hasn't won a race since Circuit of the Americas in February. It has been driving him mad. They come across lap 1, Swenson leads.
Swenson, this is where he's really going to flex. He got that big, wide open. He talked about how sketchy it is on that bank. Right here is where they dip. You can see the actual rubber and you can see the rubber being laid or lack thereof when they go into that dip. But Swenson looks strong. Highcutter definitely needs to gain some ground, almost 1.5 seconds behind our leader.
Yeah, Swenson stretching a gap, but look at the brakes. Look how much Tom closes in the braking zone, trying to run the long way around. Highcutter sees these two battling. He wants in. Quite a bit here. It's a short racetrack, but it definitely favors certain cars versus others. Past lap
lappers.
Traffic. Wow, that was a quick blitz by the traffic for Jeremy, and here comes Tom right to the rear bumper. He's very, very close. He just needs to maximize the braking in turn 4.
Yeah, give him a late break at some point, and Tom O'Gorman could catch that inside line, but Swenson's going to try to hold him off. Again, you can see him just getting all of that rumble strip. Tom O'Gorman almost tucking into his exhaust pipe. Swenson holds a position, uses all that rumble strip, red, white, and black. That's what they are right now.
This is exhilarating.
Ooh, there he goes.
Underneath.
Can he get him?
Got a little overlap. Here he comes. Side by side for the lead. 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. Swenson slips up, and Tomo, trying to drag race, pulls down to the inside. White flag this time through. 1 lap to go here from PPIR.
Yeah, you talked about it. You know, if it's a drag race, Swenson's going to win every time. But Tom O'Gorman needs a tiptoe, little ballet, rock and roll ballet for that checkered flag. So the white flag is out. They will end on that 12-minute vicinity. Because, again, do the math. 1 minute for that lap. Can he get him? He needs his strike, but also keep the car together. Not only is this event kind of short and concise, but the whole weekend is a marathon.
Jeremy Swenson, again, winless since February. He is trying to do something he has not done in months. If he could hold off O'Gorman, not only would it be a sign that Swenson is back for the championship hunt, it would be a personal victory, way bigger than the one at COTA when he had just won races previously. This is what it's all about. Jeremy through the infield for the final time. Tom is close, but I don't know if he's going to get there. Here he comes up the inside one final time. Here he comes, side-by-side drag race to the line. This one should be Jeremy's. They're door-to-door as they come out of turn number 9. Jeremy Swenson and Tom O'Gorman, checkered flag waving, drag race to the line, and Jeremy Swenson, for the first time since February, is victorious in Gridlife Touring Cup.
Good race?
Fucking A it was. How about you?
It's fine.
What is wrong with this thing?
So pushing?
Yeah, it looked like you're like having to basically throw it into the fast.
Yeah, that's the only way I could get it. But then it would just like over-rotate. I mean, I think it was always a little bit like that. But it wasn't until like we finally set up and hit that S2000 and realized like better it would be.
Loved it. Great race. Lots of fun. I'm trying to chase my boys, and I'm never going to do it. I'm just going to catch up with them.
Where'd you start? Where'd you finish?
8th, finished 7th.
Nice.
Yeah. So happy. I'm very happy. I want 8th every race. That's what I'm looking for. So if I can do better, I'm happy with that.
FlipTR recap. First place for right now, but only by 0.1. Peter's right behind me in his K24 spot BRZ, so 2 of them right up there. Really going for the track record though, which is 0.3 ahead of where I'm at right now, 0.4. So tomorrow, fresh tires, cooler weather, try to get it done there.
Oh,
That was fun.
That was beautiful.
How'd it go?
I like this. It's a lot of work. Car felt a little bit better there. It still didn't feel the greatest. Like it still like feels like it has no grip, but the dynamics of the car felt more like it should.
More like it should or more like it used to? Pop quiz. Finish the race. Zoom down. Pop quiz.
More like it should. It's got a little bit more turn in, but it's still like just feels like you're on a shit tire. I had to like, I don't know, does it just really have that much torque and shit, kind of stuff? And are we like just caught in the wrong gear? Because like third on air is just like, oh my god, and then third around the corner, wrong spot.
This guy made my car awesome. It was shit, and now it's the best. Just not a good driver in it, that's all.
Whatever.
Yeah. Where'd you finish?
Well, they tell me six.
I thought your car started running rough. And I'm like, it's misfiring, and I'm like, that's right.
Yes, and I was like,
And
damn
he
it,
was
turn that
struggling.
shit off.
Yeah, like you were struggling to get power down.
Yes.
I was hearing it more and more and more, and I'm like, he's having problems.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Gotta get her out.
All right, so I came into this. I'm sort of racing for the points, and I'm in seventh place for the points. So I'm trying to. When I went into this, I said I need to finish 8th place each race, all 4 races. So I came in and qualified 7th, and then maintained that through the first race, and then this. The second race was outrageous. We had the best time and finished 6th. So Andy's got my car set up. I've been just dreaming of these Motons to come in, and they came in at New Jersey, so I was able to finally just feel a good car, and now it's just set. So I just got to figure out how to come out of 9th or 8th to get some speed down that straightaway. That's the only thing I'm a little messed up on right now. But yeah, just a phenomenal race. Looking for the shootout tomorrow.
So today went okay. I qualified P5, I think. Not the greatest. Struggling with car issues, handling issues here. Kind of been dealing with this all season long, and slowly, I think I'm making progress. Today I made a bunch of different changes and stuff, and I think it showed. So race 1 we ended up P5, but qualified P6. The qualifying for race 2 is based on best lap of race 1. So I qualified 6th place for race 2 and was able to climb my way back up to a 3rd place finish, which doesn't sound that great, but it is probably the hardest 3rd place I had to work for. Between the handling issues and this track doesn't really suit the way this car is right now. The gearing is kind of wrong. We're coming out of 3rd gear in a few corners with just kind of out of our power band. But kind of made it work, and car's slowly getting there, and kind of excited. I feel the car's handling better than it has been so far, so we'll try to make a few more changes and hopefully climb our way back up a little more tomorrow.
All right, it was the first day of Alpine Horizon Festival. First day on track anyway. We got here yesterday. We had practice qualifying race 1 and race 2 for GLTC anyway, so drove this car a lot today, which is always a good day. Qualified on pole, started both races on pole, but I got 2nd in both races. You hear me over the train? Which is fine. I mean, we kind of have 2 tracks on the schedule that are really not our tracks, arguably 3 with Kansas, but Coda and this one are really not our tracks. The speed of the corners basically being right between 2nd and 3rd gear for the S2s. So at least at Coda there's 6 of them, and here there's only 3, but we're raw pace okay, but just like kind of get motored at the start and kind of get motored anytime we get hindered in those corners. So Jeremy won both races. He did awesome. He perfectly stayed in my way in a totally fair way the entire first race, and then he just zoomed off into the distance the second race. So tomorrow the only saving grace I guess would be some weather, maybe rain. There's like a 50% chance, and then he gets a lot more rewards when he wins, so maybe, but he's got plenty of power too, so I expect to continue on. I'm mostly stoked that Andy was way faster in race 2, so now he's right there with me for race 3. And it might rain, and I love driving in the rain, so if it rains, I'm going to be very excited tomorrow. start today with a top 10 shootout. It's 1 lap. As you can see, it's kind of raining. It probably look crazy. But these Bridgestone tires are supposed to be amazing in the wet. And even if it's not wet, they're amazing right out of the gate. Just they're fast the first lap. So we have 3 cars in the shootout. We run 5th, 3rd, and 2nd. So we run pretty quick succession, but we only have 2 sets of these tires. So we're going to put the first car out on those with my car on jack stands on pit lane, ready for a pit stop. And then as soon as as soon as Zach finishes his lap, it's going to race back to pit lane. Car goes up, tires go onto my car goes down, and then we'll be ready for me to go out 3 cars later. It's crazy.
Tell the casual viewer what the hell that is and why you're doing it.
These are tire warmers. They're going to get the tire up to optimal temp. It's a qualifying run, so you really only get an out lap to heat up the tires, which at this track isn't a lot. So this will get the tires up to temp, so we'll have perfect traction right away.
So will wet conditions even the power playing field?
Oh yeah, for sure. Part of it, they'll be traction limited in the wet, so all the torque that we're losing the time on won't matter as much. But driving in the wet is a totally different animal, so just car placement, car control, all that stuff matters a lot more. I think it's something that definitely Andy and I are most comfortable with. We both get excited to drive in the wet. I don't know if everybody else gets excited to drive in the wet, but they always call it the great equalizer, so maybe this will be our turning point in the weekend.
Now, as we move into some of the ASM cars here, we're going to move on to Zach Lavoie, Eric Jensen, Andy Smedegard, and Tom O'Gorman, Jeremy Swenson.
Yeah.
There's going to be a little bit of a situation going on with ASM.
What's that?
So Tom's team, ASM, has 2 sets of Bridgestones, which are the good tires for the wet in this series right now. So the plan is that Zach is going to run on his tires, Andy is going to run on Tom's tires. Tom's car is going to be on jack stands in pit lane. Zach's going to finish.
They're gonna run on the same tires.
And
they're sharing the
swap
shoes.
tires.
Hey man, give me your shoes. Let me run. Right?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Which Tom was kind of joking with me last night that this isn't in the rules, meaning that there's no rule against doing this.
No.
But this is one of those
where
scenarios.
we're going, we don't need roads.
Right.
Look at this. We went to Back to the Future. Cerise is down there. It looks like Cerise, she's going to get some words with her. Hey, Tom, you need tires, buddy. Cerise, down to you.
Here, Tom, you're P2 and you're on track with no wheels on your car. What's up with that?
I'm sure Kyle explained it. I just want to say this is pinnacle grassroots stuff right here. And it's I'm so nervous, but I trust my team. I hope this pays off for Zach. I hope it pays off for Andy. I have nothing to lose, so it's for them, and I hope this works.
Best of luck, man. Have fun.
I love
Back
that.
to
This is quintessential grassroots, and that's exactly what it is. It's really fun, but I think that's why GLTC, the format, and you talk about it, just North American sports car racing. It's really fun.
Yeah, it's really cool. And again, that was so funny for Tom sitting there on jack stands in pit lane. He's like, "There's no rule against it." He goes, "There probably will be after this, but we'll see." Here he comes out of turn number 9, Eric Jensen with G-Speed in the 184 FRS across the line, and second place, 107.857.
Oh, yeah. Now the work goes down. Look at this.
Robert Thorne down there smiling as they're changing the tires.
Here we go. We got a pit crew going. Come on, Thorne.
All right. Well, they're swapping tires. Andy Smedegard will be jumping on the racetrack now, the 212 from ASM. But this is, as they mentioned, this is grassroots racing at its finest. All the people with the cameras out taking footage of this. We don't have live pit stops in GLTC, not during races. With 15 minutes, not really necessary, but this would be fun to watch.
Yeah, it'd be really cool. And we get this with Formula Drift with competition timeouts. We get 5-minute allotment or 10-minute allotment depending on what's going on. But now we got the 212. You're talking about the gentleman that has his name on the side of the car, Smedegard, entering the drift demos right now.
Yeah, well, Andy is extremely experienced not only in road racing but also in autocross. Andy just came off of winning the King of the Mountain competition in his category with nitrous pumped into this engine, just as is, and it lasted, and it's still competitive. And Andy was given the opportunity by Tom, so Andy really owns Tom's car technically. Tom wanted Andy to drive his car. I asked Andy, why not give it a try? It's clearly really good. He goes, I want to improve this car. I want to find out what makes this car different from that one and make them equally as good. So that's why he's committed to this car this weekend.
All right, so here we go, Smedegaard. He is on his timed lap. Let's see what kind of times we got. Highcotter leads the pack. You can see there by a solid 2 seconds above Jensen. And this is that variable, Mother Nature, saying, cool, nice parade. Well, I'm going to rain on it. Here you go. So Smedegaard, let's see how he handles coming off the bank into turn 2. We saw Highcotter really blazing in there, and Smedegaard looks like you said, he's familiar with the wet, handles that very appropriately.
I think this infield section is so much like an autocross course. Yep. This is going to fall right into Andy's hands here. I think Highcotter's time was really good. I think Andy's going to be very, very close, if not better. Very calm, cool, and collected through turn 4. Not a lot of rear rotation. And now into the tricky bit, the right-left area, the S's section back here. Little bit of curbing, but look how planted it looks right now.
That was great. And you got to think, you know, from the 6 vehicles we've seen previously, they're not going to weigh the water. They're putting down some rubber. It's not spitting right now. We're not seeing aggressive talker. So here we go. Smedegaard, where's he going to land? What do you got, Kyle? What do you think?
Across the line for Andy Smedegaard. I think he goes pole. Does he do it? Yes, he does.
Oh, look at that. Just by... Oh, we're talking tenths of tenths of tenths. Look at that. Well done there by Smedegaard. You said this is right in his wheelhouse, and he absolutely delivered. But big question is, how's Tomo going to handle this now? He's got warmed up tires that he just got off the other vehicle, so this should be fun.
Well, I think Tom alone, even without the tires, would be one to beat. But look at him. He's not yet taken the green flag. He's still on his warm-up lap, working his way through the infield section. Now, again, Tom has experience in IMSA, in Pirelli World Challenge. He's got wins in IMSA, championships in Pirelli World Challenge. He's got 19 wins on the season here in GLTC, and he is certainly hunting for his first Gridlife Touring Cup championship.
Do we know from Jabe, so as the clock starts ticking there for Tomo, look at that gentleman, his signature blue glasses. His blonde hair is not in that photo, but a question for Jabe. Will Jensen be allowed to run, or is that it and he goes to the bottom of the pack?
They'll typically give you another chance to go. If you can solve your issue, they'll let you go back out. We have seen that happen before. He didn't take the green flag and start, so technically he didn't go for the green flag, so I think it's fair game to give him another shot. Here comes Tomo through turn 3, nice tidy, and heads up towards 4 now. And again, this is going to be, if he gets pole, it's going to be by a lot. I don't think it's going to be by a little.
No, I mean, you can see just that half of a second with Highcotter getting beat out there by Smedegaard. Oh, and look at that. You're a big talker, Betty Crocker. You're saying, look, tires, Smyers, my man Tomo is going to get this done. And you had a lot of confidence, man.
I'm still pretty confident.
Okay.
I mean, he slid, yes, but he carried speed when he did it. So we'll see a little wider line through turn 8 and 9, staying out of the slippery stuff, up onto the banking, running the higher line.
We haven't seen that from a lot of the guys.
Across the line now, Tom O'Gorman from ASM with Hawk Performance across the line and to the top.
Look at that.
By half a second.
All right. I mean,
holy crap, these tires are fucking crazy.
How'd it go?
I should have pushed a lot harder. I was kind of expecting it to not be as grippy. And these fucking tires are nuts.
Do you know what you ran?
105 on my thing.
What did the gun do?
Huh?
I didn't catch that on video. What did the gun do?
The gun's got this mode where it's really aggressive in breaking the nut loose, and then it goes really slowly. And those studs are long. So I hit it and went, got them loose, and then just breaking it off. Took like 10 seconds to get one nut off.
Ben, did it speed up or did you fix it?
I got another gun.
Okay.
Which wasn't that much better.
Depending on what Jeremy gets, I don't think he's going to be. But Tom and I are full. Tom's full.
That worked for 4/10.
You're second?
Hell yeah. Dude, these tires are nuts.
I completely underdrove the infield.
Oh, you haven't driven on them yet?
No, this is so crazy. It felt almost like dry.
Yeah. What do we do? 1, 2. Yeah. Me leaving pit lane. So you started doing 5. You won. Andy 2. High card 3. Jeremy 4. Obviously, it was way drier for you. Way drier. And you had to focus higher. You were focusing on your inline.
I'm not giving his tires back.
No.
You two can figure it out.
I'm going to go race in race 3. I'm going to go drive a race car.
Where'd you start?
I started on pole. Did a little tire shenanigans, so high hopes and low expectations as always. That's it.
out here, about to throw down. There is our leaderboard, of course. Where it starts, we'll see where it lands. 12 minutes, 12-ish minutes to see, about a minute per lap. Here we go. We're gonna see a green flag, are we?
Here we go. Green flag flies. We're racing at Pikes Peak International Raceway. Tomo elected for driver's right this time through. He wanted the high side. Highcutter 3 wide on the outside. Here comes Brian from Forsberg Racing. He gets it done, goes to the lead through turn 1.
Really well done there by Highcutter. Looks at that. And let's see if does he dive down, how aggressive he's going to be. Yesterday he had brake issues. He said that brake pedal was pushing on concrete, but now he's figured it out. He says they changed the vacuum line. Obviously a testimonial to it earlier today.
Oh, he's wide.
And there he goes again.
Oh, way off course.
Issue.
And the leader off track in turn 3. Again, he can't get the thing slowed down. And back to the lead goes Andy Smedegard. Jeremy Swenson now second. O'Gorman third. Eric Jensen right behind in fourth. My heart breaks for Brian Highcutter.
Oh man, again, just talked to him right before I walked over here, talking about drift and then going in, and he said he changed the vacuum line. The team absolutely gutted. That's just got to be absolutely gut-wrenching. But let's talk about our leader. Tomo is, I believe Tomo's up front.
No, it's Smedegard now.
Smedegard.
Swenson slots into second place now. It's ASM sandwich with Swenson meet in the middle here as we come across the start-finish line. There's your lead. It's about 6/10 of a second. Best lap for Andy. Jeremy Swenson goes second quick. O'Gorman, Lavoie, Jensen, and Jensen, both father-son duo, 5th and 6th as they come across the line.
Smedegard, the tires seem to be the big equation here, right?
It seems like it. Across the line this time through. Jeremy Swenson is actually a little bit quicker that time through. He goes purple on the leaderboard that time around. So Andy leads the way, but Jeremy closes the gap. Highcutter improves up to a couple positions on that second lap. 10th place now for Brian as they head down into the infield this time. Swenson closing in. But look at Tom on the brakes, how much time he made up there.
Yeah, he really gained some ground there. Look how he gets right to the back of Swenson. I really want to see what color he ends up after this lap because I think obviously he's going to go purple. I think he's gaining some ground. So Swenson not purple because of the vehicle, but because of his actual driving prowess.
Yes, the fastest lap of the race is the purple. Fastest personal lap last time around is Andy Smedegard. There's Jackson Jensen in the behind as well. Jackson battling his father for 5th place right now, a little bit behind. Zach Lavoie is not too far behind Tomo either. So 3 ASM cars inside the top 5.
Smedegard taking the high line. Tomo not going all the way up there. Swenson almost mimicking Smedegard's race line. Let's see who comes out. Smedegard with the fastest up until this point. Yes, he does. He holds on to it, and that's exactly what he needs to do. So well done there by Smedegard. Swenson, you can see him just sweating him.
102 flat, incredible time, but here comes Jeremy Swenson. Here comes the Viking Performance Power side by side into turn 2, Jared.
Woo! What's going to happen here? Smedegard, does he block? Oh, and Swenson takes that inside line, but keep this. You talked about, body work is expensive. You want to see some respect. We talked about the respect of each other. Seems like they keep it clean, but I'll tell you what, Smedegard might be in that second place position, but watch it maneuver. This is where the S2000's are going to get the big purple leader of Swenson's vehicle.
Yeah, Andy tried to get a little overlap there through turn 3. He couldn't quite get it to stick. Then he tried again in turn 4, couldn't stick there. Can he go to the inside at turn 8? Thinks about it, sees the door open for a moment, but he's going to have to stay in the slipstream now of Jeremy Swenson as they climb onto the banking again.
We're only 4 minutes into this race, and it's such a quick lap. But it's high speed and then tight, high speed. It's really great. Jeremy Swenson with the fastest lap and obviously proof positive. That back stretch, dives into that turn 2. I'm really surprised they did not have contact.
Yeah, that was very, very well done. These drivers have raced around each other quite a bit. But Jeremy Swenson, again, for the 3rd time this weekend, is going to go to victory lane at Pikes Peak International Raceway. Sweeps it so far here this weekend. The Hawk Performance checkered flag is out. Put the brakes on the race. Smedegard, 2nd place. As we go back and watch Boysen, O'Gorman, 3rd place. Highcutter up to 4th. And Jensen, Lavoie.
God, I couldn't maintain 4th. I wanted that so bad.
It was cool for a while when you guys were running 2, 3, 4.
Together, yeah, it was great fun. That's the first view I've ever had of something like that. God, it was fun.
There you go. So 765. You got 765, right?
Am I 5th? I think I'm 6th.
I think you were 6 too.
Yeah, you were 6.
I think you were 6.
I'm kidding, man. could not get him. Like right at the end, we were like this, but he just. Yeah.
So race 3, I think what place did I take? Third? Yeah. Third place. And they do an impound. So after every race, typically the top 3 go to scales to get weighed to make sure they meet their minimum weight. But they also have their own dyno. So every once in a while, they'll take one of those cars and throw them on the dyno, make sure that they didn't exceed their claimed horsepower. So I got thrown on the dyno and made 211, I think. No, you look full.
Well, we had like 20 on your last night.
So they do a bunch of pulls, and I made 211. My claimed was 212, so it was actually pretty close. I was a little over, I think like 40 pounds over my weight, so that also allows a little bit of buffer. The whole series is power to weight, so you have to be exactly within that power to weight to be legal. So I passed, no problem there.
Tom, your unofficial recap or official recap of race 3?
Not my favorite race.
I'm not okay with it.
What?
Is that what you said?
No, I said not my favorite one. I drove around for however many laps we did in 3rd place, and then I came back here.
Welcome.
What?
Welcome to the 3rd place show.
Hoping for rain, like full on rain on the next one?
Yes, it's starting to rain more, which is perfect. We've got really good rain tires, plus power doesn't come into play there as much. And I think we can beat them in the wet.
What are you doing?
You guys want to see a disaster?
Beautiful.
Dispel the rumors.
I feel like you've let all your podcast listeners down.
Maybe.
Wait, hold on. Yep, good.
Your hair is awesome.
All right, we're doing race 4. It's raining. Zach's on pole. That's all I care about.
We're hoping for a Zach win. That'd be epic.
Let's have a look at our starting lineup here for GLTC race number 4. Kicking things off on row number 1. I think for the first time in his career, Zach Lavoie will start on pole position alongside Eric Jensen for G-Speed in his LS Swap FRS. Row 2, ASM, Tom O'Gorman and Andy Smettegard, one in the 94, one in the 212. Tom on the left, Andy on the right. I can tell you the track conditions are bad. So we're going to see how drivers handle this. Zach Lavoie, Eric Jensen on the front row as we come up out of turn number 9, coming towards the green flag, and there they are, lined up 2 by 2. The final green flag of the weekend. Scott Giles in command. There it is. Green flag flies, and we're racing at Alpine Horizon. 5 wide, 5 abreast as they come across the start-finish line. Here comes Swenson up the inside. Nowhere to go, though. Look at Smettegard up the middle, 3 wide, and he's coming for the lead. Look at Tyler Starr in the middle of all that chaos.
Who is that poking out front? We do see Swenson. Looks like he works his way up front. And look at, there's that LS powered vehicle. But right now the ASM, the 212, that is Smettegard. Again, his name is on the door. He definitely has every right to be there. Coming into turn 2, nobody overcooks it at this point.
Well, a little bit of drama's behind, side by side there behind them, but Smettegard out front. I think Jensen's going to be struggling to hold off O'Gorman behind. We all got through the banking. Highcutter dropped onto the flat in turn 2. Now, I'm curious to see if they're going to allow that to happen. If you come onto the banking, it's below the white line. It was a restriction. You got to stay in the white lines. I'm not sure if the banking is part of that, but it could be. That could be a penalty. We'll have to keep an eye on it. He's already up a handful of spots in the middle of lap 1.
Yeah, look at that. So here we go in, and we're going to see our first lap. So you could see the clock is ticking down. We start at 12 minutes. It's in that vicinity. That's what has been kind of the tradition, or what we've seen today. So as of this point, Smettegard does get the fastest lap at this point, and rightfully so. Jensen, O'Gorman, Lavoie, Swenson, Jensen, Boyson.
Through turn 1 again, over the bump. You can see where that tunnel is. Everybody gets over it nicely that time through. Look at Swenson back in 5th place. He got a great start, but had nowhere to go with it. So he wasn't able to squeeze to the inside of Zach Lavoie, who drops to 4th on the opening lap. Smettegard with a strong lead. Here comes Tomo on Eric Jensen. I think Tom's got a lot more experience in the rain, but Jensen's doing a good job so far holding him back.
Look at that. I mean, what is that? 3 of the top 4 cars right now are ASM?
That's correct. And Andy Smettegard up to a 106.266, 2 seconds faster than his previous best, so quickly becoming acclimated. He is gone.
Yeah, 5.3. You know, we talked about Gappleby's earlier. But I'll tell you what, it's more like Chili's because he's burning everybody.
Here comes Andy into lap traffic now. Sees it on the horizon, but only a minute and a half to go.
Do you think we're going to see white flag? Is this it?
I would expect one.
You know, I always say the white flag says last lap, but it's also mercy in this situation. Like, all right, we give up. You know, in times of war, this isn't really a battle. Smedegaard is dominating in a grand fashion. I think rightfully so, has been pacing himself, getting familiar with the car. Oh, there it is. There's the white flag. So I would call this a mercy rule because Smedegaard is dominating, flexing. If this was over the top, which you need to go watch that movie, Kyle, it's about arm wrestling, Sylvester Stallone. You turn around the hat, it's like a switch. Right now, Smedegaard turned around his hat. He says, I'm built for speed. I'm ready to do this. 17 seconds on Jensen. He's about to get the victory. Again, hats off to Swenson, who has actually knocked back to 5th. Tomo right there in 3rd. Lavoie, great effort.
Look at this.
Highcutter. Look at this grouping right here.
Here's
Killer bees.
Julio Crispin, West Case, Nick Steniford is in this fight. I think Fiona Liu's back there as well. 2 wide behind them. There's Joel Morrison and Fiona Liu and Hans Horpendahl watching all this out the windshield. Can they dance through the infield on their penultimate lap? Fiona underneath Joel Morrison. There's Andy Smedegaard leading the way, though. He comes on through the last couple of corners for Andy Smedegaard. The often unthanked, well, I don't want to say unthanked, but he's just this quiet guy behind the scenes that makes ASM tick. He is responsible for so much of the success of the Team ASM. Today, the success is his. Andy Smedegaard wins at Pikes Peak International Raceway for the first time since June. Andy Smedegaard is a race winner in GLTC.
Nice job, man.
Thanks. These tires are fucking. Yeah. I'm like 2-3 seconds off my fastest dry time in the wet. Oh, 104s.
Oh wow, that is
104s, and I think I was like 102.0. Yeah, you could, but once I was so far ahead, I'm like, I'm not going to. Yeah. Like, yeah, you could make me fly.
Like, yeah, I could not have gone better than what it did.
Would you end up 4th?
Good up there. Y'all didn't tell me it felt so good up there.
good. Everyone like doesn't try to run into you all the time.
And I'm like frustrated.
Like, don't you see? It's perfect.
Good job, sir.
Dude, these tires are nuts in the rain. 104s.
You gotta run.
Like 2 seconds off, dry time.